Thank you for your kind words. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And thank you, friends, for joining us tonight. I want to thank Mr. Al and Mr. Omar and Mr. Greg and a few others for putting this together. Um, Hopefully, you will see the excitement that we see from this trend in this new sector of the market, friends, that is um, very possible, more probable to return much profits for you. So we're going to just delve right into this information, and I'll try and pass this along. I know your time is valuable to you as mine is to me, so my promise to you is not to waste any of your time this evening. So let's delve into what the folks that have invited you to this webinar are so excited about. What we'd like to talk about and plant the seeds for, friends, is disruptions. What is a disruption? When the way we entertain ourselves or the way business is done, it's totally turned upside down. As you can see here, Grandma and Grandpa years back used to entertain themselves on a Saturday night by the radio, listening by the radio side, and then along come the TV, and boy, did that ever disrupt the way we entertained ourselves. And then look at this one. We thought for years that there's no possible way we could communicate without a phone being plugged into a wall, and then along comes smart phone technology and cellular service, totally disrupted the way we communicate. Then, friends, the Internet of Things come along. I want you to picture tonight's conversation as if Bill Gates is talking to us, say 1990, 1991, thereabouts, stating, friends, there's something new coming down the pike, and I want you to take a serious look at it, ways that we can do business and shorten your workday, communicate, buy things, or even can potentially consider investing therein. And that will be the WWW, better known as the World Wide Web. What's the Internet of Things change for us, friends? Well, I like to say bricks and mortar is the way we used to purchase things. Now we clicks and order. Amazon.com, eBay, and the like have changed the way we make purchases on a retail level. Then also look here at how email has completely changed the way that we communicate versus the U.S. Postal Service. Never did I dream many years back that I could communicate with somebody completely around the globe, hit a few keystrokes and hit enter, and then be able to receive that message immediately. We used to have to put many stamps on it and send it, and 7 to 10 days later, a person across the globe would receive that information from us. Totally changed the way we communicate long distance and disrupted the U.S. Postal Service. So tonight we're going to talk about the biggest disruption in world history. It's a $2 trillion a day industry. And friends, that is money, and cryptocurrency being that disruption. So let's talk about how money evolved and what we used to use briefly. 100, 200 years ago, we were using precious metals, gold, silver, copper, nickel, and the like to buy and sell goods and services. Then along come cash or fiat currency. And then as you can see, American Express and Visa, MasterCard there on the right. And then along come online payment systems, PayPal, Pop Money, Rocket Pays. Then the digital wallets evolved, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, and the like. Well, friends, we've evolved into what we know as cryptocurrency or digital currency. Let's talk about the US dollar a little bit. As you can see, back in 1913, the dollar was worth $1. Well, in 1933, FDR made an order which made it illegal to hold gold coins, bullion, or certificates. Then in 1944, Bretton Woods got together and established that the USD would be the world's reserve currency. Well, what happened in 1971? The gold window was closed, and no longer were we backed by gold. Thus, fiat currency evolved, which basically is backed by nothing. As you can see today, friends, our dollar is basically worth 5 cents from what it was in 1913. And that's from the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, not my stats. So with the dollar being inflationary as our government prints it, well, not our government, but the Federal Reserve actually prints us into oblivion. We're 20 trillion in debt. Cryptocurrency solves that problem because it is inflation proof in the sense that with OneCoin, the company we're going to talk about tonight, Dr. Ruja has placed 2.1 billion coins in her cyber mine, never for one single additional coin to be added. That protects against inflation, friends. So what's the IMF saying? Cryptocurrency is actually positioned to be the world reserve currency here in the next 2 to 4 years, very potentially. So how is cryptocurrency or digital currency similar to fiat currency? Here on the right, this is a silver certificate, $10 bill, used to be backed by silver. In the center was a golden certificate, which was backed by gold. Then on the left, you see the $100 bill is basically just backed by the ink and paper that it's printed on. Down below, the HG serial number is the serial number from that $100 bill. My friend Alan, who introduced me, put that through a 250 SHA hashing system, the 256 hash. And below that is the serial number that would be attached to that $100 bill if it were cryptocurrency. So there's your similarities. Cryptocurrency differs in being inflation proof. It is the same. It has a serial number. So no two have the same identity, kind of like a vehicle identification number on a car. So it's counterfeit proof. And then Dr. Ruja will talk about the measures she put in place to make it far more secure of a currency and theft proof, unlike Bitcoin. So have you ever heard of Bitcoin? Well, this is what excited me about this opportunity in this investment, if you will call it that. A year ago, I learned of this, March 31st of OneCoin. Well, I was asked by the gentleman, had I ever heard of Bitcoin? And as I did my research, I come to find out that Bitcoin was the largest returning investment in world history. 4-year period, friends, it went from 10 cents to $1,200 per coin. That excited me, knowing that I could be part of the same sector of the market that boasts the largest returning investment in world history. Friends, not a diamond mine, gold mine, oil well, oceanfront property, Google stock, Yahoo stock, nothing whatsoever in a 4-year period had a higher return than what Bitcoin did. So as an investment advisor, I've always followed smart money. Now, what's that mean? Well, when Warren Buffett would buy Pfizer stock, I would pick up the phone at A.G. Edwards, call clients and tell them, Buffett's buying Pfizer, we ought to pick up a few shares. Why is that? Because I know Berkshire Hathaway did their research for me. So with that said, I've always followed smart money. So here's what some smart money folks are doing and saying about digital currency. As you can see, Bill Gates here, pretty brilliant man. In the future, financial transactions will be digital, universal, and almost free. On the left, Ben Bernanke, former Federal Reserve Chairman. Virtual currencies may hold a long-term promise, particularly if innovations promote faster, more secure, more efficient payment systems. Friends, it's doing exactly that. Now, that quote was in front of Congress back in 2011, Mr. Bernanke quoted. Well, so you can see on the right that the IMF is stating exactly what Ben Bernanke stated back in 2011 as they're analyzing cryptocurrencies or digital currencies being borderless and not held to flourish or flounder by one government or one central bank. Friends, OneCoin trades and does business in 204 countries. So the IMF is taking a serious look at digital currency for being the global reserve currency. What's nations doing? Well, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Canada have all announced cashless societies, friends. They will no longer print cash. South Korea is given tax credits and benefits not to use cash. On the far right, Kenya actually is now 19 million subscribers to their M-Pesa, which is means mobile money, basically. They've been using cryptocurrency or digital currency in Kenya, 19 million subscribers for almost 5 years now, friends. They buy and sell goods and products and services, and all it takes is a cell phone. Does not even have to be a smartphone. They could have even an analog phone and be able to transact and move money with their phone. So that's Dr. Rouge's heart, is to bank the unbankable with digital currency. Following smart money, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Fidelity, Citibank. Friends, they're starting their own digital currency coin. Bank of America has applied for 35 patents on the blockchain technology. What is blockchain technology? I know many on this call are very brilliant and well above my mental pay grade, if you will. But blockchain technology is basically an open ledger, very visible, very trusted. I wanted to keep this slide a little separate of the others because I believe Jamie Dimon is a very brilliant man, and I've followed him for many years, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. Well, I listened to him 5 years ago, unfortunately, when he was saying that stay away from digital currency, friends, stay away from the fad. It's here today and gone tomorrow. Well, just a couple short years ago, Jamie Dimon said, well, I guess I'll have to eat crow. Friends, JP Morgan Chase has their own blockchain technology at this point. Thus, they have their own cryptocurrency coin. China is looking to start their own digital currency coin. Japan on the right has announced digital currency to be exactly equivalent, same playing field as fiat currency. Friends, if you profit from digital currency in Japan and convert it back to their money, it's a non-taxable event. So what's some negative things that are going on across the globe as far as with money and currency? Italy had a run on their banks just a couple short months ago. They've lost all confidence in their fiat currency, and they couldn't get but 25 euros per day out of their own banks of their own money. Japan has announced negative interest rates, friends. If we put $100,000 in a Japanese bank, we have to give them money to hold our money. That does not give me a warm and fuzzy feeling. All right, so how can we use cryptocurrency or digital currency? Here's some companies already that have been accepting digital currency here in the United States for quite some time. Amazon, Expedia, Whole Foods, Dish Networks, Apple, Subway, Overstock.com. Rand Paul accepted digital currency for his presidential campaign. The list goes on and on to the tune of over 150,000 retailers here in the US of A accept digital currency. Here's some things I pay close attention to in regards to our company, OneCoin. We've created over 1,000 millionaires already in just our first 13 months of existence. We've been in existence about 17 months at this point. We're now over 35,000 affiliates earning 6 figures per year already. Friends, I don't know of another company on the planet that could boast 35,000 affiliates or associates earning 6 figures per year. We're doing over 100 million in sales per week. We have anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 customers that join us each and every day. We're conducting business, as I mentioned earlier, in 204 countries. Friends, we are the first and fastest company to do $1 billion in sales of any company on the planet. We did that in 11 short months. Another accolade we just received, OneCoin is ranked as the top cryptocurrency website in the world based on by Alexa.com. We're the most visited website of any cryptocurrency. Here's our founder and CEO, Dr. Ruja Ignatova. We are quite proud of her. Very brilliant woman in her own right, over a 200 IQ. She's got a master's degree in economics from the University of Constance, a PhD from Oxford. She was Female Entrepreneur of the Year in 2012, 2014. She's written 2 books on digital currency and cryptocurrency and how to profit from it, what's the benefits of it, what's the future of payments look like in 4 different languages. She stood on the stage back in October on the 4th European Southeast European Summit with the stage of the likes of some of these on the right, and I won't even pronounce their names, but former Prime Minister of Sweden, the Deputy Prime Minister of Europe, General Manager for Visa in Greece, Cyprus, Bulgaria, Eastern Europe, the Economic Advisor to the President of Croatia. Friends, there were 60 other top officials, IMF representatives in that room whom Dr. Ruja was educating on the future of payments and specifically OneCoin. Now, this next little tidbit, I don't know if it's irony or not. I'm going to say that Dr. Ruja had a big part in this. But 2 weeks after this summit, Europe considered, like Japan has done, all cryptocurrency to be exactly equivalent to fiat currency, and thus a non-taxable event. If you turn 10,000 into 100,000 and convert it back to euros, it is a non-taxable event, as its cash is exactly equivalent to digital currency in all of Europe. 2 months ago, she was on the cover of this well-respected financial IT magazine. Over 2,000 banks on the planet subscribe to this, one of the most prominent financial IT magazines out there. And here's what the publisher said about OneCoin down at the bottom. OneCoin is leading the charge of acquiring the masses into cryptocurrency shift across the globe. They're doing an amazing job in taking what is normally a complicated idea of cryptocurrency and making it ultra simple and easy to understand so anyone can get involved and profit from it. Friends, we are profiting massively from OneCoin. Here's a few of the colleges that are teaching cryptocurrency or digital currency in the classroom. Duke, NYU, Princeton, Stanford, many others across the country are teaching it to the tune of $13,000 to $18,000 per course. Friends, that is what we market. We do not sell an investment. We market education. And as you can see amongst the top here, there's 5 different levels of our education and packages that we receive. What do you learn? What is cryptocurrency? The benefits of it, how to trade it, what's the future of it? What does the courses include? Video training with unlimited viewing, downloadable PDF courseware, online testing and completion certificates, and so forth. So we educate on digital currency. Dr. Ruja just so happens to give us free tokens that we can put in our private mining pool, and we can mine those tokens for digital currency coins, which just so happen to be an appreciating asset. But we don't sell investments, we market education, and thus we can profit with the free tokens that we've been given. Okay, so how is digital currency birthed? Well, when we hear the term mining, we think of digging for gold or silver, and we think of how did we do that? We had to take a pickaxe and a helmet, with a light, and go down into a mine and dig, and we find these gold nuggets. Well, not quite the case with digital currency. This is your cyber mine, if you will. So we mentioned that we receive tokens with our educational package. Those tokens are basically the pickaxe and do the grunt work for us. Those tokens are going to solve mathematical equations in this cyber mine. When these mathematical equations are solved, out comes a coin. So tokens in, coins out. Okay, so let's just read briefly the definition of mining. What is mining? Well, the process by which cryptocurrency is created. All cryptocurrency is created through a mining process. Specially designed computer systems known as mining rigs using specific algorithms to solve complex mathematical problems. That's it. Specific algorithms used to solve complex mathematical problems. That is mining in a nutshell. With that, or when the mathematical equation is solved, you are rewarded with a coin. Okay, so mining difficulty gets harder over time, friends, and we'll speak about that a little more here shortly. But why is that, or how is that? Well, let's just take an Easter egg hunt. If there's 4 eggs in one room and I'm the only one hunting, it's pretty probable that I'm going to find all those 4 Easter eggs. Well, what if we have a dozen people in that room and we're searching for those 4 eggs? It's not near as likely that I'll find all 4, nor is it likely that I'll even potentially find 1. So thus the mining difficulty goes up as ours has gone up over time. Bitcoin's mining difficulty today is 178 billion with a B. OneCoin's mining difficulty is just 57. Here's my favorite slide in the deck coming from the investment world, friends. The month here where I started actually was April of last year. The coins was at 60 cents. As you can see, month over month, we've been climbing in an upward trajectory. We're up almost 11-fold from when I started to today. So it's prudent to join us and join us quickly. I believe we've got this upward trajectory for 2 to 3 more years. Of course, there's no guarantees in life except death and taxes. But I think the risk versus reward is far slated in the reward side than it is in the risk. But however, past returns don't dictate future gains. But I do believe we've got 2 to 3 good solid years of potential of profit in front of us. Okay, so when I started with the company, we had 139,000 users of the coin or members. A year later now, friends, we have 1.8 million users, and we've mined 632 million coins. We've catapulted ourselves to the second largest digital currency coin on the planet based on market capitalization. As you can see on the far right, in the number 2 slot, 632 million coins times the $6.40 gives us a 4,052,000,000 market cap. We're on the heels of Bitcoin. I believe we surpassed Bitcoin to be the largest digital currency coin in the next 3 to 5 months, based on market capitalization. Look down at number 3. We're approximately 6.5, almost 7-fold larger than the third digital currency coin at this point, and we're growing by leaps and bounds. Word of mouth marketing is really getting the word out and educating people, as Chris Principe said in the Financial IT magazine. Okay, so why would I choose OneCoin over Bitcoin? Well, we've talked about the simplicity of just pushing a button to be a miner with OneCoin. To be a miner with Bitcoin early on, you had to buy equipment, cost you hundreds, if not thousands per month to be a miner and keep the environment nice and cool with electricity costs. I believe many of you on this phone have done your research and can agree that the 256 hashing system is far inferior to the combination algorithms that Dr. Rouge has put in place, being the X11 and script algorithm. So far more secure, far faster. Bitcoin, of the 15 million coins they have in existence, they have lost or had stolen 20% of them. 3 million coins have been lost or stolen. Friends, I can't in good conscience put a client in an investment vehicle or something that there's a 20% risk of them disappearing and being lost or stolen. So ours are much more secure. Bitcoin has a much smaller float with just 21 million coins that'll ever come into existence. OneCoin will have 2.1 billion coins to be 100-fold larger, thus positioning us much better to be the global reserve currency status. And we also have KYC in place, know your customer, of which Bitcoin did not. So many positives of why I've chosen OneCoin over and visibility. Our founder and CEO is very visible, so thus we can hold somebody accountable. So our most purchased educational level or package is our Tycoon Trader. It gives us all 5 levels of the One Academy courseware. What do you receive with that? 60,000 free tokens that we mentioned, and we can send them into mining in our private pool of OneCoins into our blockchain. We also access the exchange to buy and sell coins at the market prices. Dr. Ruja does something very unique and allows our tokens to split. So the coins do not split, but our tokens split. Therefore, they double about every 90 days. This package allows for 2 token splits. That's what excited me day one when I joined this company as well, because when we think of $1 splitting to $2 and then therefore to $4, I knew that if the coins went nowhere in value, with getting 60,000 tokens turning into 120,000 tokens and then 240,000 tokens 90 days later, that was going to be a 4-fold return if the coins move nowhere. So here it is at a quick glimpse. If I sent those tokens to mining at a mining ratio a few months back of 34, and I didn't wait for the split, the 60,000 tokens would have created 1,700 OneCoins, and your approximate 6,500 US dollars today would be worth 11.2. Now, if we were patient and we waited through the 2 token splits, we would have received 240,000 tokens at a mining difficulty of 34, would have created 7,000 coins. 6,500 in a 5 or 6 month period is worth 45,000 today. And you can see our mining difficulty today is 57. Here's a friend of ours that took massive action in Houston, Texas, friends. This is a black tie affair, if you will. These black ties and silver suits represent a combination package that Dr. Ruja has put together, which with the 2 packages together, the Tycoon and the premium combination, represent her allowing us to get 4 token splits, guaranteed 4 splits. Each of these packages cost approximately $24,000 today. This gentleman bought 10 of these back in September. His $240,000 is worth over $3 million just 7 short months later, and he still has actually 1 more split to go, and he suspects the coins to be worth much, much more within another year and a half. Here's a friend of mine that did not take massive action. Tom is a golf buddy of mine in South Florida, where I grew up. Tom was offered Bitcoin back in 2009, and a friend of his said, "Hey, let's throw $1,000 at this company." His buddy Steve, and Tom said, "Okay, let's do it." Well, Tom went home and started doing what he thought was research on a wonderful search tool, just not the best research tool, known as Google. Google proceeded to tell him that Bitcoin was a Ponzi scheme and a scam. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Well, so Tom opted out of this opportunity back in 2009. Steve carried forward, and friends, 4 years later, Steve cashed out his $1,000, $8.5 million. Tom did not. You think Tom's sick to this day? Of course he is. He is heavily involved in OneCoin because he doesn't want to miss the boat a second time. So here's real life factual research that we can give you. There's much out there, as we mentioned, on Google. Some of the naysayers out there that end up not having their credentials out there, their name, their email, phone number, to just converse with them. How did you devise or comprise and come up with the OneCoin being a scam? They're just bloggers looking for clicks. And as we mentioned earlier, we are the most visited one site, so we are a target based on Alexa.com. Bloggers are going to blog whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Here on the left is our audit firm that audits us on a monthly basis, audits the blockchain and the hype thereof. There's their information. You can call them and verify that information. On the right is an attorney firm based in Germany that is in our back office. We have a 12-page legal opinion by them. Once again, there's their information. You can trust but verify. This one I hold with much credence. This is the National Bureau of Investigation, equivalent to the FBI in the country of Finland. Finland's FBI equivalent did a 4-month investigation on OneCoin. After the 4 months, they come out with 2 thumbs up. We see OneCoin as a very honest, ethical company, free to move about the cabin of the country of Finland. You're more than welcome to do business here. We're honored that you're doing business in Finland. Okay, so I get the question quite a bit. Are we liquid? How can I sell? And those kind of things. Well, we've attached to a MasterCard. So we have a card that we can move. We can sell coins, move them to the e-wallet, and use a MasterCard anywhere on the planet that MasterCard is accepted. For us United States citizens, we've got a global Visa card that we can do the same, move funds from our OneCoin account to the Visa card and use it, and debit card and get cash and things of that nature anywhere Visa is accepted. Or we can do it the old-fashioned way as well and type a note and have funds wired right back to our bank. With that said, I'm going to speak a little harsh now, but I'm going to speak in love. Friends, this is not a day trade. This is not a 1-month investment or a 3-month trade either. I want you to think of this money as 9 to 12 to 18, even 24 months. Remember, Steve turned 1,000 into 8.5 million. He didn't do that in 4 weeks, nor did he do it in 4 months. That took 4 years. So remember the chart we looked at, the trajectory, month over month over month, we are going up in value. So why did mom tell me when I was young, hey son, don't go play in the street? That was so I didn't get hurt. Why am I telling you don't sell it? That's so you don't get hurt. Let's let it run its course, hold it a year and a day, and it's much more tax advantageous. But let's let it work for us. There's no other vehicle out there that'll produce more in profit, so let's hold it a little while. Here's Ronald Wayne in 1976, his 10% stake in Apple. I think he sold it a little too early, friends, at $800. It's worth $58 billion today. I'm sure you're chuckling also, thinking, yeah, he sold out a little early. So let's just hold it for a little while. All right, this next part is optional, but I believe everybody on this phone is in an agreement that a Mr. Al or a Mr. Omar, 20 Mr. Al's or 20 Mr. Omars can accomplish much more than one Al or one Omar. So, we like to share things. If we have a good steak, a good bottle of wine, a great car experience, or a great movie, we like to share it with others. So the same way, but I don't remember the last time Carmike Cinemas has sent me a thank you check for sharing a good movie with friends. However, OneCoin will, and as I mentioned, we can accomplish much more, strength in numbers. So with the educational packages we've already talked about, we're paid in euros. This is a European-based company. So as you can see, the Tycoon Trader, if you introduced this to somebody and they purchased the Tycoon Trader, you would receive 550 euros, which is essentially about 650 US dollars, maybe even 670. So a 10% referral bonus. There's other ways to get paid. One of which is a binary system, is a network bonus. Basically, you're paid on 10% of the lesser leg. Let me just share with you, friends, I've invited 23 people to this opportunity. And as of today, a year and 2 weeks later, it's grown to over 9,400 people. Thus, I say, 25 Als and Omars can accomplish much more than one Al and Omar. Now, I want you to study this slide real quickly, and we're going to bring this in for a landing. As you're considering OneCoin, there's basically salary caps or max and incomes, as well as the third of 4 or 5 ways that we get paid in the generational check match. So let me just go right to the middle, the pro trader, $1,100. Everything is times 7 basically. So your salary cap would be 7,000 for the week. 3,000 next to it in the purple would be 21,000 euros for the week. And then the most that you can earn, not too bad of a week's pay, would be with the Tycoon, is 35,000 euros per week. Those will be the salary caps. Above and beyond, the next way of getting paid is the generational check match. Let's scroll down and look below the line in the yellow. So if I invite Omar to this business, Omar has a real good week of pay and makes $5,000. I get a check for 10% of that, which would be an extra 500 just because Omar had a good week. Same way with the next level. If Omar brought Al in, I would receive 10% off both of those folks if they made 5,000 for the week. And then level 3, let's say Al brought Greg in, that would be my third generation, and all 3 of those folks make 5,000 for the week. I make 500, 500, and then a pay raise to 20%, as you can see the third line down under the purple executive trader. So I would get a thank you check for 1,000. Well, the Tycoon trader leaves no money on the table, any way, shape, form, or fashion, with the 2 guaranteed splits, 35,000 per week of income. Well, we get 4 levels of generational check match all the way down to 25%. Let me just bring this into reality, friends. Leverage marketing is a very noble business. When we help others get what they want, we get what we want. As last month, I earned $180,000 sharing this with people. And that's not my efforts. That's Omar and Al and Greg and others' efforts doing a phenomenal job. Well, this generational check match was $62,000 for the month of that pay. That gives me great joy when I lay my head on the pillow at night that of the 180,000, 62,000 was in this bonus, meaning many people on the team were earning great funds. So we're paid 60% in cash, 40% in the best employee stock program I've ever seen, or 401k plan, buys more coins for me. Friends, coin accumulation is the name of the game. We've got to accumulate as many coins as we can. How do we do that? We either write big checks or we share the story. So over the last year, I've been able to share the story and earn $850,000 in commissions. Well, I've built 600,000 worth of coins. So collectively, this idea has brought me $4.8 million in 12 months. Well, let's use $4 million for this guy. One of the top, well, he is the top earner in all of network marketing on the planet. Mr. Juha Prilya made $4 million last month with our company. But it's a great 1-2 punch. Friends, you don't have to tell anybody if you want to just purchase education and profit. There's no requirements whatsoever. But as Juha made $4 million in commissions, he also owns 22 million coins, which went up $1. So my quick math calculations tell me he made 22 million of net worth appreciation in coins and 4 million in commissions, for a total of 26 million for the month. I know Mr. Greg on this call has earned over 2 million in 7 short months. Mr. Al, Mr. Omar, been in a little shorter time, just absolutely knocking the cover off the ball. Friends, you can too. And I can do this webinar for you to get this in front of your folks. Let us serve you any way we can. Speaking of which, we're coming to a town near you. I'm in Minnesota, Minneapolis right now. 15 minutes from now, I do this live in front of a room of approximately 100 here. We're coming to South Florida, Orlando, and Boynton Beach the first weekend in May. The first weekend of June, we'll be up in New York and many towns in between there. So put your thinking caps on, get your pens out, write down your friends and loved ones all across the country, and we'll come right to you and share this with folks if you see value in this. As I've become quite wealthy, friends, I've become a beggar. The begging I'm doing today is begging you to seriously consider OneCoin, because I know it will bless each and every one of your families. With that, I'm going to cut it short and say I pray blessings over each and every one of your homes. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. God bless, friends, and have a wonderful evening.